grooming service, Violet.
Welcome to Friday.
You know what time it is.
Boom shakalaka! Yay! Yay! Woo-wee! Look at it. It's autumn at Ferguson Field. Okay, that's where we are. Hey, and it ain't even cold outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just got it like that.
You can tell the people that if you want to.
That's right.
But
Shout out, and it's brought to you. We got a shout out, Shaviva.
That's
and it's
right.
brought to you by the Waterloo Center for the Arts, right? Who
Yes.
we gonna holler
Maggie
at?
Manair, Tina Hess, Rob Jensen, Tom Berto.
Yes, Floyd Bolden, Chris Schwartz, Julie Baskerville, and Nicole Brown Bird. Hey, Nicole. Oh, we just saw her at the other thing.
That's right. At the 3rd Annual Iowa Music Awards.
Her daughters and her, they were looking all so beautiful.
Yes.
It was nice. And so, you know, our Tone fundraiser is still in effect. We want to remind you to go online and get yourself some of those auction prizes.
That's right. It's
up
going to be
until
running to
8th.
November 8th, okay?
And be sure to check out all of the amazing items. And while you're there, you can look at, I'm going to get this right out of the way.
There you go.
This wonderful t-shirt. And
Yes.
it's long sleeve. Can you see it? It's
Yeah.
awesome. And it says, what does it say, Shaviva? Read.
Ooh, okay, you can see it better than
Rocky
me.
and Shaviva's North End Update, Friday Afternoon Club. It
That's
says
right.
kind of a lot.
You can be part of our Friday afternoon club.
That's right.
You already are.
Right, because
Right.
if you're sitting here watching, you one of us already. Violet, we got
There you
anybody
go.
watching and any comments coming in? You got 2 phones over there? Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
So if you're watching us today on MediaCom, hello, future, because this is going to be on next week.
That's right.
And what else?
Next Friday and Saturday. Okay. Yep, our talking point today is it's never too late to accept yourself.
That's right.
Yes.
And our Give It Air is always, we quote Nicole Hannah Jones, and she always says, if we're truly a great nation, which we are,
Yes.
the truth will not destroy us.
Absolutely.
And every week, here's the deal, we try to bring you some truth, okay? So what is our truth today, Shaviva?
Our Give It Air truth today is one of the problems is that slavery is taught as a history of black people and not the history of white people.
Yes. And so we're going to entertain those questions so we can get our we can get the juices flowing with our guests. You know, they got to
Yes.
think a little bit before we pop all these hard questions on.
For sure.
And we got to have them sing too, so we got to really get them loosened up.
That's right.
With these
Remind
talking points,
birthday
right?
people, be sure you all to stick around
Yes.
for your shout out and song. We let you know every week near the end of the show. We got it just for you.
That's right. And now I think it's time to introduce these outspoken men. Y'all gonna tell us what you really feel?
All right.
Hey, welcome.
Let's welcome them. Yes.
Yes, we have Mr. Cedric Whitlock. Welcome to our show.
I'm happy to be here.
Good, good.
Okay, and we have Mr. David Pratt. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
All right.
welcome to both of you. Now today our talking point, what is our talking point, Shaviva?
Our talking point is
It's never too late.
never too late to accept yourself.
Yes, and you have some things that we need to talk about because when you're young, you want to look older. And when you are old, you want to look younger. And so there's this window in between the middle of it all where we're supposed to be just as we want to be, right?
Yes. Yep.
And we waste our time wishing that we were taller or thinner or curvier, or wish our hair was longer, shinier, curlier. Parts of our body were firmer and perkier. And we start to use anti-wrinkle cream earlier.
That's right.
Yeah.
And right by the time we realized we were perfect just as we were, the window's closed. It's too late. It's too late to realize that all those things never really mattered in the first place. But it's never too late to start letting go, to stop wanting, stop wishing. It's never too late to accept yourself, to look in the mirror and realize that all along you never needed to look older or younger or anything else. You just needed to look like you.
With the wow scenery.
Yes.
Okay. What about that, Cedric? And I mean, we know it's kind of like women. We definitely tend to do that. But have you had those kind of images where you thought if you were a little bit of more like something else, or
Just remember,
or
Rocky,
accept
these men,
yourself?
they're young.
So
Maybe they're not.
maybe they ain't been there yet.
Right.
Maybe as a teenager.
Well, I guess it was during the time I was a teenager. It was acne. Why do I have to get acne when I'm like getting older?
Okay.
And I would see some people didn't have those issues, or sometimes you think, oh, I'm too dark, or things like that, because we're told dark is not beautiful or anything like that. So those are some of the things that you got to deal with.
Right. Colorism is a big part, and
My goodness, yeah.
what is it? Black people's little dirty secret, but it happens in Black communities and all over. So
Yes.
as far as colorism is. How about you, David? What are you thinking about that?
When I think about that, it reminds me of my youth as a male, and I think about growing facial hair.
Oh.
When you're in middle school, you will see some of your friends, they will already have like full beard, and you get tasked with that baby face all the way up to high school, and then you get a couple of peach fuzz.
Yeah.
I will remember talking to one of my friends, and I was just looking at myself in the mirror like, man, I wish I could go back to my peach fuzz days. This is not working,
Right. How about you, Lori? What are you thinking about that subject? Did you ever wish you was somebody else or looked a little different?
I would say look a little different.
Okay.
When I got older and started, getting the wrinkles in my face.
Okay.
Face not as tight, that type of thing.
Sure.
That was my issue. But when I was younger, I thought I was cute. So.
I
did have acne though, but hey, that didn't get away.
There you go. How about you, Shaviva?
Well, my thing was, it's almost like the narrative of the thing. You're at a certain point, you'll see a picture. I see a picture of myself and I'm like, I don't like this picture. Then maybe I see that same picture again 5 years later and I was like, what? I was fine. What was wrong with me?
Yeah. And it helps, I think, when you have best friends or good friends that will encourage you and tell you that you're okay the way you are. But me too. I got suckered into my sister, she had broad shoulders. Her shoulders were square. She had the best figure, I think, out of the two of us. So I was always wishing I was built more like her. And we
same with my sister too.
Same thing. And I have compared notes many times, and we always encourage each other. So we want you to know that you're just fine the way you are, and comparison is the
thief of joy.
So remember that. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. Right?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get deep with that Give It Air. Ooh, we had some great comments on this subject.
Yes,
talk about it, Shaviva.
We absolutely did. Our Give It Air topic is one of the problems is that slavery is taught as the history of Black people and not the history of white people. Some of our people that weighed in on that and had comments, Daniel Zilk said, they taught us about it in Virginia and U.S. history. One teacher barely touched on it. The second teacher I had went more in depth about it. Okay?
Right. And Peggy Pasone said that it's all sugar-coated. She means the history, United States history. And they don't want us to ever know the real truth. And she said, killers of the flower moon came very close, yet that too suggested that was sugar-coated. And it's a very sad history, Peggy Pasone said. And we have another comment.
Yes, one of our new friends in Cedar Rapids, Frank Aflito, said, try bringing up reparations for slavery with white privileged students in Memphis. And the African and African American and Caribbean students challenging them. And all of the horrific details of slavery. In more than one university, I would have the students on the floor, all sitting all over each other, jam-packed. And we'd go through conditions on a slave trafficking ship. I wish I had been able to convince other professors, not scared of the tenure demon, to work in tandem and help us learn.
Wow. And that's from our friend Frank Aflito. And so, can you imagine that class? And if other professors were brave enough to do demonstrations like this, it reminds me of the brown eyes and blue eyes, Jane Elliott did. But sometimes I think we need to get down on the floor and see how slave ships were packed, and imagine how uncomfortable that would be. laying against somebody that you don't even know, may not speak your language, for hours and hours.
Days.
And
Weeks.
days, yes, weeks.
Weeks.
Months. I
Yeah.
mean, traveling back then. So that's just one example that Frank used. But how can we make white people own that American history? Do you think that teaching would be a good solution? You have a take on that? That's some heavy stuff, I know.
Well, I mean, teaching would be very, informative on a lot of things, but sometimes the truth ain't always easy to speak about or to be relived, and we're always told to suppress those or forget about it. But some things need to be brought to the light so we are aware, so we don't repeat those things.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Say
Yes.
it, and it's so great to hear a younger person say that, because a lot of times I think younger people don't realize that this can be repeated. David, your take on it? Do you want?
If we're talking about what's the word, reminding, like bringing white people into the fold of understanding slave history, some of them just need to know what was their role. Not every one of them were just out there with whips and chains. A lot of white people was out there in the Underground Railroad. You have people like John Brown. John Brown, he was out there. He was the first one on the front line, and like, yo, I'm fighting against this. And when you remind white people, you know what I'm saying, like this is where you were sitting at the table. This is where you were sitting at the table. This is what you brought to the table, you know. That right there could also help build and construct a new way how we educate our history to the next generation, versus taking the old, what I want to say, the 1970 roots example, where it seemed guilt trip and it's not educational.
Right.
Like the newer generation of students, they need to be more brought up in educational versus emotional, you know.
See, that's a hard thing about American history, is that it is so emotional, because it really pulls at your heartstrings. But yeah, I love your comment about, there were so many good people of all colors that helped in this movement to get us to where we can actually have a show or talk about things like this, because they are hard to talk about. Shaviva.
No, but just like there is in any relationship, there's more than one person. It's not just Black history. It involves us all, because we didn't bring ourselves here. I mean, there are circumstances which led to us being here, and we all have to acknowledge how that was and how that is now,
All right. Well, we just had to give that a little air. We usually don't go around the table with our give it air subject, but I'm glad that you guys had something to comment about that as well. So thank you for that.
No
and
problem.
now we get to the fun part. We get to who's alphabetical. Cedric.
Okay.
He gets to start first, because
That's right.
So we want to know what do you got for Cedric?
No, okay. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself and about your business.
Yes, I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I've been in Iowa for 10 years. I have a background in barbering. I've been doing that for over 12 years. I actually teach at the Waterloo Career Center now with the new program.
You teach barbering?
I teach barbering cosmetology to high school students here in the Waterloo School District, and I love it. I love my job. I love my students. I love my coworkers.
Yay!
Waterloo is doing phenomenal things, and I'm proud to be a part of that. But I got into dog grooming because I have 4 dogs of my own.
Okay.
I have a Morkie, I have a Labradoodle, I have a mini poodle, and I have a pit bull lab mix.
Ed has a Labradoodle.
Yes.
Yeah. They're awesome.
So I purchased a poodle, and I didn't like how the breeder groomed the dog when I purchased it, because it wasn't the dog in the picture.
Okay.
So I asked her exactly. I asked her what exactly she did, because I was a barber, and she was like, well, if you're a barber, you could be a dog groomer. And I instantly got a light switch on in my head, because I had been doing barbering for so long, and I'm like, I need to do something different. It wasn't getting old. I just wanted to like kind of outdo myself.
Learn something new.
Exactly.
Challenge,
Still with clippers. And dogs are challenging, because you can't get bit. You can get messed on and peed on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was, so yes, that's how I got into it, and I loved it. So I knew that it was a need in Waterloo, the Cedar Valley area, and Cedar Falls because it wasn't a mobile dog grooming business, and that's how Ruff Scruff was born. I literally started in my garage.
So do you know Cut King's, what's his name? You know,
Bert.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
you had a lot in common, basically.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Except
yes.
yours for dogs and he's for
Yes,
humans. Okay.
exactly. We actually, me and him spoke because we were actually going to do business with each other because he thought he was going to sell his bus, but he ended up wanting to keep it, which was cool. And I understand that. That was like a pillar in the barber community. It was the first mobile barber company that he had, and I definitely understood it.
Sure.
So I went to Minnesota and got me a bus.
Okay.
It was a shuttle bus. It was a 2003, super old bus. But shout out to Ryan Ill, who is my contractor, which is a good friend of mine that's been helping me out every step of the way. Patience on getting this done. Because
the next question,
my question: Were your dogs your first?
Why did you want it to be mobile?
Because nobody's doing it.
Okay.
And it gives a convenience and a luxury to have somebody pull up at your house. Anybody can go to the dog groomer and drop their dog off, but if you know that your dog is right outside of your home in the safe and sound and they're just literally outside, it just brings more. And not only that, then I can come cut your hair. I can come do your hair inside your house. So now I'm cutting everybody in the house here.
I would make an appointment.
Were your dogs your first clients?
Yes, my dogs are my first clients, and then family members, and then it just spread.
Good for you.
I'm good at it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen some pictures. Yeah.
So that's how it spread. I appreciate the referrals. I appreciate people sending other people to me, y'all. I appreciate all the love that Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and either Cedar Rapids have shown me. I've had people come from Cedar Rapids to my garage to get a dog groomed, and I appreciate that.
Cedric, talk about your experience of applying for and going through the 24/7 Black Pitch Contest.
Okay, yes, that was one of the best experiences of my life. I've never did anything like that. If you're not familiar with the pitch competition, it's similar to Shark Tank. You gotta know your business and gotta be confident in your business. And I'm definitely confident in my business. I placed third out of 8 people, and I actually won $5,000.
Wow!
Yes.
Good job.
And I was able to use that money to wrap my bus, which I call my bus the Scruff Mobile, but my actual brand is called Ruff Scruff.
Okay.
Which I literally came up with that with me and my friend Tiani on the way from the barbershop.
Okay.
I was like, what do I need to call it? And
we know
was just,
Tiani.
yes, I love her. That's one of my good
she's
friends.
A sweetheart.
Yes, it was just something we talked about, and then it came in reality.
Wow,
Yes.
we love it. And we love your shirt. And who are these? Are these your clients?
Yes,
Okay.
all of these are my clients.
Okay.
I came up with this situation was because people love their dogs. Dogs are our family members.
Yes.
And you want your people on your shirt. So you want to represent. So every dog you see is a dog that I've groomed.
Oh,
And I have
so
a lot of
cute.
dogs, yes.
Oh, yeah, he's got a close
Okay.
up. Well, we need to get your information for how people can call you, get a hold of you for their appointment.
Yes, I use Square. It's Ruff Scruff. And I also use Facebook, Ruff Scruff, Pet Grooming on Facebook. My number is 832-702-4842. Or you can hit me up at Ruff Scruff at Ruff Scruff 22 at gmail.com. I'm sweating, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. And we're outside, you can't sweat. Look, it's a beautiful, it's a fall day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Diane Ebert, for these beautiful photos of
Yes.
Ferguson Field in the autumn. So, and so thank you so much for that. We'll get it one more time before we close, okay?
Yes.
Right before you sing your solo.
Okay.
You know you're going to sing, right? You sing?
I don't sing.
Okay, well, you can sing.
I think I can sing, but I don't sing.
Okay, we're going to let you try.
Oh, what am I singing?
Don't worry.
I love it when we pull our...
She likes to pull people's legs.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm pulling your leg.
Yeah.
But you're going to sing
Okay.
Happy
But you are
Birthday,
gonna
Stevie
sing,
Wonder song.
Okay.
Okay. And David.
Hello.
Hey!
I'm back.
Yes, so good to see you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yes, we want to ask you, David, to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what your role as a member of Capoeira Iowa. What's that?
Capoeira Iowa?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so my name is David Pratt. I am a martial art instructor.
And you just got a raise or a promotion, right?
I just got a promotion.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. Second degree. It'll be second degree black belt. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We love it when you're here.
All
And I know
right.
things have changed. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. So I practice a martial art called capoeira. Capoeira is a martial art from the African martial art fighting system. Just a brief history. African martial art is different from Asiatic martial art from what people know in the mainstream. African martial art on the continent of Africa is accompanied with music, cheerleading. So think of it kind of like how we have our BC1 football, where the drum line is just as important as the football player. You know, people come to the drumming, the singing, and hear that too. So capoeira incorporate a lot of those elements. The martial art itself, when people first look at it, they will say, "Wow, what are those two people doing? They look like they're dancing." You know.
Oh, it does. It's
Yeah, it
so
look like they're
artistic and yeah.
But it's very expressive. Can capoeira be a martial art used for self-defense? Yes. I have an old saying: if it's an animal, it's eat with its mouth, it can bite. So
Right, okay. I bet you know that old saying, right?
yeah.
So how does that tie into capoeira? I don't know how to say it right. How to say it?
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah, capoeira. Yeah. So capoeira again is a self-defense.
Self-defense.
It's self-defense.
Okay,
Yeah, you
so
can utilize that self-defense. You can go to the dance field and be very expressive, or you can go into the health and wellness area and be very, use it as cardio and work out. And trust me, it's one of my favorite workouts.
Oh, I bet. I've seen you do it. Now talk about you're at Royal Legacy, I know, and you do the after school. I know
am
Violet was
very
excited
proud.
to know you're here today.
Yes,
so.
I was actually surprised to see her because she had just left my after school program to say that she was going to go to work, and I'm like, that's good for her.
Right, but you didn't know she worked here in the studio
her
for
job.
Well, this is her job. I now see, yes. And so I am very, very proud of working at Royal Legacy Christian Academy. I assist with their cafeteria, recess, and of course the after school program. It is one of my favorite programs to do. I love working with the kids. I love working with new kids. I like watching the older kids learning new things. And plus we do more than besides just the martial art. We also do chess, we also watch movie, we do other games too, and dance and other activities.
Is that after school program open to all of the community or just Royal Legacy?
It is open to the community, but you have to go through Royal Legacy
To get an application.
to get an application.
Yeah,
So a person who would see this and might be interested in possibly getting their children involved, what do they need to do?
That will be something you will have to talk to the administration at Royal Legacy,
RLCA.org.
RLCA.org. Yeah.
Yes, get your questions to rlca.org. And where do you take your classes, and are there other things besides the after school program that you do for the public?
Okay, so for the public, I have small group classes. I have small beginner group classes at the Sacred Heart Gym Church where my after school program is at.
Oh.
That is at 6:30 there's classes on Tuesday and I have a class on Friday. And they're just small beginner classes for people who just want to get a good workout in and want to explore, what I'm saying, the art or the idea of, joining capoeira.
So how could, if someone was interested in that, I mean, I've seen you with the children, I've seen the ensemble where just the interaction and people, so if someone is interested in coming in on the ground level and learning more about capoeira, how would they get in touch with you? Where would they find more?
You can get in touch with me through Facebook at Waterloo Capoeira, and that is my outlet.
Okay, and any other, is there any recommendations or qualifications? Do you have to be like super limber? Is there you need a doctor's excuse?
No. No.
So the doctor say, this lady, if I got to come in and I say I want to do capoeira, you'd say, well, ma'am, you might have to have a doctor say you approve.
No. Well, but that's
all age groups.
It's for our age group, and that's
Okay.
one of the things that a lot of people who are intimidated when they see capoeira, like a lot of the movement of capoeira a dance element.
Yes.
You know, so if you know how to do line dance, like move to the left, move to the right, swing your body, spin, lift your leg, you're good to go.
Okay, there you go. Sounds good. Well, we are so excited to have you here, David, and so thankful that you're there at Royal Legacy. Violet, what do you think about, what do you call him, Instructor David?
Professor David.
Professor David. Now, didn't it used to be instructor? And now you're professor because of this new promotion. Oh, we're so proud of you. Can you show us one quick move?
Show you guys one quick move.
One quick move.
Or one, just show us.
I'll demonstrate.
Okay, you got your mic on. That's
Okay.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Take your mic off.
I'll
And
do
I
this.
think Ed, he's ready too. Look, Ed's at the
All
ready.
right, well, can I get a little assist? Can I just get a little 3 clap, like 1, 2, 3?
Yes.
All right. Put it down.
Which camera? Woo! Oh,
All right.
shucks. Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Woo! And remember, you saw it here on Rocky Chaviva's North End Update. Now, what you gonna do?
Happy birthday.
Okay. All right. You didn't bring a dog, so we can't have you show everybody
I
your
would have
skill.
brought a dog. I didn't know
Right.
if I could have.
Right. Well,
I got
don't know.
4 of them.
We got the dog catchers upstairs. I think the police department just had to. All right. Well, it's time to sing happy birthday anyway. We wouldn't have time for you. I bet you take a long time to groom a dog anyway.
Depends on how big it is.
Okay. Yeah, that would be factor.
St. Bernard.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I got one thing that I do love for y'all to do, and I always wanted to be on this show for one.
Oh, great.
And one thing I love, I'm gonna just say this, is when you say boom shaka laka.
All right.
I love it.
Well, you want to
Yeah.
say it with
I
us?
do.
Okay, great. You ready? Violet, give us our cue. You know?
You know what time it is.
Boom shaka laka.
Now you got it.
Man, that sounds like the best boom shaka we ever locked.
Oh, we love it. Thank you
All
so much,
right.
Cedric. It's a pleasure to have you here. Come back anytime.
Okay.
We like to keep updated on
Absolutely.
what you're doing.
This is North End Updates.
That's right.
us
We got to
updated.
keep everybody updated.
And you as well, David.
That's right. And thanks for that performance. We don't get a lot of performing, but we like to do that stuff.
Okay, we're gonna greet our birthday
Yes.
people. This
The
is brought
best
to you
ones.
by Deuce Entertainment. Yes, it's always the best ones.
Yes,
Every
Deuce
week.
Entertainment Radio. Eric Lillis, happy birthday.
Yes.
Alicia Kane Hunt, hey girl.
Yes.
Nicole Dillard, hey,
Hey,
Nicole.
all right.
Deborah Hodges Harmon, my sister. Who
Okay,
else?
Omar LaFleur Sr.,
Hey, love.
Ron Ebert.
Yay,
okay.
Ron. Yay.
Joanne Wright.
All right,
Sharon
Joanne.
Silva.
And Sharon Silva. That's Lori's mama,
That's right.
other mama.
Nisha
right?
Bonet, and last but not least,
Oh.
Breon
Martin.
Martin.
That's my
Yes.
son-in-law. Yes,
birthday.
indeed.
Yes.
All right, and so we're
Shout
going to
move.
sing our little solo. I'm going to try to sing it as best as I can, okay? I'm going to act like I can sing. You
Okay,
ready?
there you go.
Okay, here I go.
I'm ready, girl.
I'm sure you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
that to have a world party.
on the day you
Okay,
came
here's
to
your
be.
part. Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love it.
Yes,
All right.
indeed.
Well, we did it. It's another great show.
Always,
We had a lot of
yeah.
fun, Chaviva.
I know, it always feels
Cedric,
like
you something else.
I am. I'm not. I am. And I know it.
it always
knows
feels like I don't know, a sled or something zooming down the hill. We're
I
there.
know, and we
done
made
before it's
it.
all over, but it's exciting and we love
Yes,
it.
yes. We want you to get ready for some great upcoming shows. We got some super duper people coming. Jordan Hansen from Hansen Dairy is going
Yeah.
to come and talk about that. And Black Iowa African American Museum is going to be here.
Yes, Jennifer Onibo from the Gallagher Blue Dorn is going to be talking about Tina,
Tina,
the musical.
The musical. Big music. Keep on. I bet
That's
you can
right.
tear that one up, right?
No, not that
Proud
one.
Mary, keep
Tina
on
can't be
burning.
touched.
Oh no, you
All
can't
right.
do
I can't- I
Tina.
can't.
Liberty Bell.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that, Agnes. And of course, we got to get Edward Mead. He's
That's
so busy,
right.
we got to tie him down, right? As seasoned women and queenagers, we've
Yeah.
seen a few things and learned a few things, and we want to tell you that this is brought to you by ISU Extension and Outreach.
So what
And
have you learned, Rocky?
Honey, I've learned to love myself whole even when I feel like less than half.
Oh, you just said a word right
You
there.
better speak.
Okay.
I love myself.
All right, and I've learned that change is a good thing that shapes and helps you develop into a better version of yourself.
Nice. Change isn't
Yes.
always different, but you know, we got to accept it. The only
That's
thing
right.
that stays the same, right, is
That's
change.
right. The only thing that's constant, for sure.
All right. Until next week, we want to encourage all of our viewers out there to keep doing more stuff that makes you awesome.
That's right, like David and like Cedric.
Yes.
Because
It makes us
all look good.
Boom shakalaka.
That's right.